Company this evening. University staff across the region began a three-day strike today, affecting thousands of students whose education has already been disrupted by the pandemic. Many took to the picket lines this morning. So which universities have got staff on strike and what's the action all about? Well, around 6,000 members of the University and College Union at the universities of Bradford, Leeds, Sheffield, York and Sheffield Hallam have been on strike today. Nationally, the union says more than 1 million students will see their teaching affected. Staff had walked out over a dispute about pensions and pay and conditions. The union also wants staff to get a £2,500 pay rise, as well as action to tackle unmanageable workloads and insecure contracts. And the union also warned that more strikes could take place in the new year if the disputes with employers aren't resolved. Mark Ansell has our top story tonight. Now, she was once a Leeds United footballer, famed for dominating Arsenal's defence on the pitch. But now Stacey Daniel from Leeds is facing a much tougher challenge. She's only 40, but has an aggressive form of multiple sclerosis, which has left her struggling to walk and facing life in a wheelchair. She is determined to try and stop the rapid progression of the disease and has started to raise money for a life-saving treatment that she can't get on the NHS. She's been speaking to our reporter, Abby Jayola.
I thought I had a...
Now, travelling back and forth every day to hospital for vital life-saving cancer treatment is not only exhausting, but it's expensive too. So, starting on Monday, patients in Barnsley who need to travel to Sheffield's Weston Park Hospital have a little help on the way. A new free shuttle bus service will run from Oakwell Football Ground. It's been sponsored in part by Dickie Bird to cover the cost of the journey, which some have got to make 5 times a week. Tom Ingle has the story. Meet Azam Hussain and Bob Buxton. They're from 2 different yet very similar families. One white and one Asian. Both have a passion for cricket and have been watching the Yorkshire cricket saga unfolding with despair. So where do they think the game can and should go next to rebuild trust with communities? Aisha Iqbal reports.
Naz,
You're a cricket fan, and we've just heard from some other cricket fans as well who say we just want to move forward with this now. What does the club need to do to move on?
I mean, you're right, I am a...
Fletcher speaking to me earlier. Let's have some football now. Whilst Bradford City were being knocked out of the FA Cup by Exeter last night, what a night it was for Doncaster, for England, and in many cases Yorkshire women. 20-0 they beat Latvia. What a score that was. No surprise, it was a record victory for the Lionesses, but roaring just as loudly are Leeds United tonight after their precious victory against Crystal Palace. They only just got it in though, didn't they? Paul Ogden reports. Finally tonight, take a look at that little pooch. What a gorgeous doggy. Therapy dogs have been used in Yorkshire to help police cope with the stress and anxiety of the job. Last year, almost 700 officers across our region's forces took time off for mental health reasons. North Yorkshire Police have been bringing in therapy dogs as one way of supporting well-being. Our Home Affairs correspondent, Emma Glasby, reports. Definitely not by nature.
Not at the moment.
Well, don't say that, Anne. He's a big softie, though, isn't he?
He is a big softie.
He's a beautiful doggy.
People's reactions to the dogs when they meet me, they look at me a bit sort of...
Similar temperament. I've got a greyhound and they're really laid back and really chilled.
They're couch potatoes, aren't they?
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. I'll just do the weather then. I've got a treat for Carnage. Is it Carnage or Havoc?
This one's Carnage. Havoc's another one.
Right, OK, a couple of pictures just to describe what's it, and that is the forecast.
You're making yourself comfortable, aren't you?
Can I give him a...
the place.
Look at that. What's that?
Oh, no, you've got the touch, Paul. He likes that. And thank you so much for coming in to see us.
It's a great pleasure.
And thank you to Carnage. Goodbye from all of us. Bye-bye.